for those who dream of bringing peace to the world. Becoming Secretary General of the United Nations must be the highest goal. The Secretary General of the United Nations is the head of the United Nations Secretariat. The role is considered the chief administrative officer of the UN. Under the United Nations Charter, the Secretary General is appointed by the General Assembly upon the recommendation of the Security Council. They are elected from among UN member states, but not from the 5 permanent members. Let's learn more about them. Trygve was the first Secretary General of the United Nations. He was born in Oslo in 1896. He once met with Lenin and was a champion of the October Revolution, but then changed his tone after upheaval in January. When he arrived in New York in 1946, the UN did not yet have a permanent home, so he worked from a hotel in Manhattan. He resigned as a Secretary General in 1952. Dag Hammarskjöld was the second Secretary General of the UN. He was assistant professor of political economy at Stockholm University. He served in the Swedish cabinet but never joined a political party. He was also the first UN Secretary General to visit China. In 1961, while on a peace mission in Congo, Hammarskjöld was killed in a plane crash. In 1997, the United Nations created the Dag Hammarskjöld Medal to honor those killed during peacekeeping operations. U Thant was the UN's third Secretary General. In fact, U is a respectful address. His real name is Than. He used to be a high school principal. The first Secretary General from Asia. He also had a background in journalism. During his nearly 10-year term, U Thant was awarded honorary degrees from 35 universities around the world. He's also known as the King of Degrees among UN Secretary General. Kofi Annan was the 7th Secretary General of the UN. The fact that he has a twin is something that is respected in the Ghanaian culture. During his term in office, the world was volatile, with many issues affecting world peace. They include the Iraq War, Kosovo crisis, Palestine-Israel conflict, terrorism, and so on. What's interesting is that the Chinese pronunciation of his name suggests a mission for safety is not easy. During his term of office, he introduced a plan for the reform of the United Nations. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2001 for his contributions to world peace. Ban Ki-moon was the 8th Secretary General of the UN. When he was elected Secretary General, he made a surprise at a press conference by adapting and singing a Christmas carol.
Ban Ki-moon is coming to town.
The United Nations made him a short film called A Day with the Whole World. He got up at 4 in the morning to get ready for day's work. He revised his notes on the way to work at 7 a.m. He likes Chinese culture. He has learned calligraphy since he was a child and has developed superb penmanship. Guterres is current UN Secretary General. From 1995 to 2002, Guterres served as the Prime Minister of Portugal. He's the first Secretary General in history to enter the job, having previously served as a head of government. He also served as the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. During his time as Portuguese Prime Minister, he was responsible for negotiating with the Chinese government on the transfer of sovereignty over Macau. The role of Secretary General of the United Nations originated from Roosevelt's idea of international affairs mediator. Kofi Annan talked about his job this way. When people say the UN is useless, I ask the question, which UN are we talking about? We have the UN that is the Secretariat led by the Secretary General, and we have a UN made up of member states who give us our mandate.